Princess Kate just pulled off the most spectacular royal comeback since the last time she absolutely slayed at a state banquet. But this time? Oh, this time was different. This wasn't just any old Tuesday night at Windsor Castle. This was Kate Middleton saying, "I'm back, bitches," but obviously in the most regal way possible. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you've been through the absolute ringer, and I mean the ringer, battling cancer, dealing with public scrutiny, and basically having your entire life turned upside down. Then someone says, "Hey, fancy putting on a tiara and making small talk with world leaders?" Most of us would probably say, "Sorry, I'm washing my hair for the next 6 months." But Kate said, "Hold my pearls, I've got this." Right, let's rewind the clock a bit, shall we? Because to understand why July 8th was such a monumental moment, we need to talk about what Kate's been through this past year. And honestly, it's been brutal. March 2024, Kate announces her cancer diagnosis. Now, I don't know about you, but when I have a cold, I turn into a dramatic Victorian child on my deathbed. This woman faced actual cancer and somehow managed to do it with more grace than I display when my Wi-Fi cuts out. Throughout 2024, we watched as Kate strategically stepped back from public duties. State banquets? Off the table. Red carpet events? Nah, mate. Even Royal Ascot got the royal rain check. The woman who usually shows up to everything looking like she stepped out of a fairy tale was suddenly absent. And here's the kicker. During the Qatar state visit in December 2024, Kate did the ceremonial welcome. She showed up, she smiled, she did the diplomatic handshakes. But when it came to the state banquet that evening, Kensington Palace was like, "Thanks, but no thanks. Kate's having a quiet night in." Now, for context, missing a state banquet isn't like skipping your mate's birthday party. These events are massive diplomatic affairs. We're talking about the kind of evening where every fork placement is planned by a team of people, where one wrong seating arrangement could cause an international incident, and where the dress code is basically be more glamorous than you've ever been in your entire life. So when Kate missed that Qatar banquet, it wasn't just royal watchers who noticed, it was diplomats, it was foreign correspondents, it was basically everyone who pays attention to these things going, that's significant. Picture this, it's early July 2025, and royal reporters are probably having their usual Tuesday morning coffee, scrolling through their emails, expecting the usual Prince William opened a community centre type announcements. Kensington Palace drops the absolute bombshell. The Princess of Wales will attend the state banquet at Windsor Castle this evening. Now, in royal speak, this is basically the equivalent of announcing the second coming. We're talking about Kate's first state banquet in nearly 2 years, people. The last one she attended was way back in 2023, which in royal terms might as well have been the medieval period. But here's where it gets even more delicious. The statement specifically mentioned she'd be wearing a tiara and formal evening gown. Now, they didn't have to mention the tiara. They could have just said formal attire and left it at that. But no, they specifically said tiara. It's like they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew royal watchers would lose their absolute minds. They knew fashion blogs would start refreshing their browsers every 30 seconds. They knew that somewhere in the depths of Twitter, tiara enthusiasts were already preparing dissertation-length threads about which sparkly headpiece Kate might choose. Now, let me tell you something about the lover's knot tiara. This isn't just any old sparkly headpiece. This is royal jewelry with history. We're talking about a tiara that was originally a wedding gift to Princess Diana, that became synonymous with some of the most iconic royal moments of the 1980s and 90s, and that Kate has worn before, but never quite like this. Because here's the thing, when Kate wore tiaras in the past, it was expected. It was part of the job description. But this felt different. This felt like a woman who had been through hell and back, putting on the most spectacular pieces of royal regalia and saying, "I'm still here, I'm still standing, and I'm still fabulous." The symbolism was overwhelming. The red dress, bold, confident, unapologetic. The tiara, connecting her to Diana's legacy while making it entirely her own. The timing, her first state banquet since her cancer journey. It wasn't just a royal appearance. It was a statement. It was a comeback. It was Kate Middleton reminding everyone why she's going to be an absolutely spectacular queen one day. Right. So here's where things get absolutely delicious from a royal watching perspective. Because it's one thing to show up looking like a goddess. It's another thing entirely to work a room full of diplomats like you've never missed a beat. Enter President Macron. Now, Macron's no stranger to royal protocol. The man's met more kings and queens than a medieval merchant. We're talking about a man who actually winked at Kate during the banquet. A wink. At a state banquet. Do you know how informal that is by royal standards? It's like someone doing the Macarena during the Queen's speech. It just doesn't happen. But here's the beautiful thing. Kate handled it like the absolute professional she is. No awkward moments, no diplomatic incidents, just smooth, effortless charm that reminded everyone why she's been training for this role her entire adult life. The seating arrangement had Kate positioned right next to Macron, which, let's be honest, is either a compliment to her diplomatic skills or a very brave choice by the protocol team. Having someone who's been out of the game for nearly 2 years suddenly thrown into high-level diplomatic small talk? That's like asking someone to perform brain surgery after a 2-year sabbatical. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.